Hello, and welcome back to Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Since the last video, I cleared out the 1-star hub fully, unless there's like other stuff hidden, but it's all clear. I've made one attempt at Red Helm Arthros. I failed on stream. I failed it because, well, partially because I didn't eat. And once I realized at the start I didn't eat, I just kept going. Because I didn't eat, I got 2-shot a couple times, and then I think one death was just bad. All the deaths were bad play. But if I had eaten, I wouldn't have gotten 2-shot and I might have been able to clear it. But deviants are not what I want to do right now. Mostly because I don't think I want anything from them. It's like I'll farm them later. But for now I want to do these 2-stars. The most... I think this one is important, potentially. No, this is the important one. This is the one that definitely unlocks a 6-star quest. Or is part of unlocking it. But, since, for context, this is just after I did the stream, because tomorrow, when I would normally record this is Canadian Thanksgiving, so I might not have time. This is late. It's a weird timing for me, but it's the only reason this is important is because going through all this, there were a bunch of tropical berries, small monsters, and I did a lot of them recently, so I'm not doing any small monsters today. I'm gonna pick a monster that I enjoy, which might be Malfestio. And I will also do the Ludroth hunt. It looks like a chef hat on the Blangos. It looks like there's a chef hat over their head. 50 Pnahabra? Oh, that's awful. It's not fun in the slightest. Those are terrible. See, I think I'm gonna do a... I'll do the Ludroth first, and then decide after that. But after that decision, I don't know what I want to do. There's a lot of options. Ay. This time it doesn't matter as much, but I need to make sure I remember to eat. I need the habit. I could cut this out, but I don't know, for my own sake, accountability, meaningless. Gotta try to remember to eat. And, you know, reality. This load screen is pretty slow. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't hunted a Rathian in a little while. I don't love Rathian as a hunt. It's not the worst, but I don't love it. Maybe I just do this, and then if this is enough to open up the quest, or get a village 6-star quest unlocked, I'll just do that next. And then I'll go back to the hub. Because if I don't clear the hub quests, then I'll have to come back to them later and they won't be as interesting to me. Yeah, that's a lot more health. Like, Red Helm Arthros was doing like 60% of my HP per hit, which would be 60 damage, about. This is 40% more HP. That's a huge improvement. And I definitely wouldn't have been getting 2-shot by him if I had bothered to go back and actually eat. And I wouldn't have fainted. I wouldn't have failed a quest for the first time so far. I'm going to fail more in the future, so it's not really that important, but I think it was the first failed quest. I might have forgotten another one, but I'm pretty sure I would have remembered failing another quest. Carting. Plenty of carts, but I'm in a different mood than I normally am while doing this because it is late. I still can never tell consistently whether or not I'm going to end up on the other side of the monster or not. Like, I thought I would end up on the other side there. Did not. How is it not mounted yet? There it is, but that took way longer than I expected. Is it because it's a 2-star hub quest? I'm doomed. I don't have the stamina because of the water effect on me. It's so much more punishing in this game than in Rise. Like, Rise, I just ignore that. It's completely ignorable. The big difference is probably aerial style. Needs stamina and consumes stamina to jump. That's not the direction I should have flown in. So I have a lot more stamina consumption. That's completely unavoidable at that point. That direction of hit is dumb. And that was unavoidable. I fought a Ludroth on the stream I did. It rolled 6 times in a row. This one's now at 3 in a row. And I'm including when it moves before it attacks again. 4 in a row. I was probably saying something and then I forgot what I was saying specifically. Oh yeah, it was about stamina. Like, I don't need to worry about stamina as much in Rise for reasons, so I don't drain as much stamina. So slower stamina regen's less of an issue on everything but, I guess, dual blades and bow, maybe. But in this game, it actually matters, which is a good thing. That's not the direction. That's also not the direction that I should have bounced after getting hit from behind. The aerial jump is slightly less consistent than I would like. Like, it sometimes is overly generous, sometimes it's overly precise. I would prefer consistent generosity or precision requirement. I could have put it away. I wasn't going to roll away from that at that point. There's not much I can do there, other than not be in that situation. Well, there's the second guy. I hate that that does damage. And that it's basically an unimportant amount of damage, so it's just there to knock you over. Run into me for efficiency. Nope, it didn't. Herb Horn Melody. I hate this. Like, it's such a waste of time. That's the good thing about the Bull Drum. It does charge attacks, but the charge attacks don't run way past your character. They actually stop. So they don't just waste your time for no reason. I have no reason to go for the tail cut because I don't think I need the parts for it. Maybe I'll regret it, but it's kind of why I don't bother. I don't need it. Everything has pluses and minuses, though. Oops, wrong direction. I mean, it's very close. Like, why have it go that far? Presumably it's set up so that it targets the location and then runs to the location regardless of what changes. But like, why not have it react to the fact that it ran past any real target? Like, that and the rolling kind of make me not enjoy hunting Royal Ludroth. Because it's constantly moving in a way that's obnoxious. And you can't really avoid the roll unless you're in a good position to begin with. Which is a way to avoid it, for sure. He should be mounted soon. Or it should be mounted soon. It's kind of an interesting... It is a fun monster design, though. That was so close. Like, here's where I should be attacking the tail. Wrong button. I messed up. I wasn't paying attention. I was considering topics to talk about. I mean, it worked somehow. Because, like, while I was doing all of the small monster quests, all the mountain herb gathering, I wanted to have something to do. And if there's nothing to chat about... Oh, lovely. I felt like reading from tabletop role-playing game manual. Looking at different silly items and jokes and stuff. What is it doing? It's not even transitioning zone, it's just sitting there. Because it doesn't know how to transition zone because they didn't set this up properly. That's a good reason to get rid of the zone transitions. Because they're just bad, in an objective sense. Because they weren't set up properly for all the monsters. Primarily Ludroth, though. Royal Ludroth is the one that has the biggest habit of just walking past, then having to fully turn back around. Wow, I'm afraid. Like, I can't fight it there because it will just roll into the wall again. I actually should have assumed it would do an instant roll. But role-playing games are fun. It's a fun method of putting... Or they can be interesting methods of putting actions into mechanics that can be used for a game is mostly what the rules are all about for a lot of them. Like, how do you quantify a magic teleport spell? Well, strict rules like, oh, if you cast it at 10th level, you can teleport anywhere in the galaxy. I hate Royal Ludroth. It's constantly running to the middle of nowhere. Reload's all I need. I think Royal Ludroth, the monster that I would not miss it if it never came back to Wilds, or if it didn't come back to Wilds. I'm doomed because I messed up. Yep, I messed up. I wasn't going to make it. I got greedy. And a little bit unlucky because it went for the attack instead of... It went attack instead of attack break. But Ludroth is just... I would miss it if it never showed up ever again. In like, if there's 15 more Monster Hunter games and it never showed up again, I would miss Royal Ludroth. So this might unlock a quest. Time to see. I don't want to look too much into the specifics of the quests that get unlocked, because it's just kind of fun to have it happen naturally. I know of some of this stuff, but I just don't want to do too much of a deep dive, because if I do look into something too much, I could then lead to not really spoilers, but elements that I don't want to know and don't really need to know until later. Boogie costume. So that does not unlock a new quest yet, which means that there are more quests that I will need to do, I think. Unless I move somewhere and then I get a quest, yep. So that'll be the future. I won't be doing it right now because I can't. I am checking on the off chance. Yeah, still blue. Good. Kind of wonder which it is. I don't want to know which it is, and I'm doing all the quests anyway, so it's not really important. But I kind of wonder what... Oh, maybe... It could be related to... I'm assuming it isn't. But it could be related to the villager requests as well. Mostly because I really should do these. Because, I mean, that's a recipe right there. I don't think it's either of these. I just should get around to it. Those are things that I will just read. Okay, how do I find those items? And just do them as fast as I can in the next... Actually, I can do that tomorrow if I don't forget. That's the plan. I'll do that tomorrow. Which, tomorrow for me, which would be yesterday or earlier today, to anyone watching this when it is uploaded, or using the upload time as a reference. I don't know what I want to hunt. Malfestio is fun. I'm only doing one more. It'll probably take 15 minutes. I don't want to do 2 more. Najera is fun. I should do Rathian. I don't love Rathian as a hunt, but I think it's a good thing to hunt. Like, it's a good proper variety instead of something that I've hunted several times. Excuse me. I really think these items are just so slow to collect. Oh shoot, I should have brought my flash bomb setup. Oh well. That would have been good. Because I have plenty of flash bombs on a setup and I could just flash it out of the air constantly. It would have been great. Though Rathian's not in the air as much as Rathalos, so it's not going to be awful to not have it. I assume Rathian's 8. 8 is where the wyvern eggs are. Like, it feels like the type of place where a Rathian would be. Other than that, 5 and 4 seem likely as like options. Boom. That pose was very silly. I can't remember how Rathian plays in this, or behaves in this. Oh, yep, good hitbox. That's how Rathian behaves. An incredibly suboptimal tail hitbox, where the base of the tail has a bit of a taller reach than I feel like it should. Bit of a bigger aura. Relax. 3 roars in a row. Wonderful. Didn't matter, but very unfortunate. Here's the weapon put away for no reason in that animation. That was actually unavoidable. Didn't matter, because it's such a minor effect, but it was fully unavoidable. Turn around, please. Oh, of course it doesn't actually attack me. I should have assumed it wouldn't even care, because obviously it would continue attacking the thing in front of it. Somehow that didn't. The tail shouldn't be affecting me and shoving me around if my landing on it with the roll doesn't count. But clearly I was affected by the tail, which means clearly I landed on the tail, which means the roll should have jumped. It's kind of silly. the very specifically frustrating facet of aerial switch axe and probably all aerial weapons. The tails moving and not having a hitbox where it feels like it should, except when it's convenient for the game to push you out of the way. Like, that feels like it should count as good enough. I'm a little iffy on the tail swing around that much, but it's probably fine. I wanted it to do something so I can flash. You can't flash Rathian out of the air. It's not possible. It obviously is, but it's so finicky compared to Rathalos, which might actually make Rathalos easier, because you can... I hate this game. I stand up, I get flinched for nothing, flinched again, flinched 3 times in a row for no reason. All while my Palico's over there fighting some Jaggies. I'm just in a negative mood. Because of all... I'm gonna blame it on all the small monster and really the mountain herb hunt. 20 mountain herbs is one of the worst quests in the game. It's really not a fun quest when it takes 20 minutes. I probably could have done it in about 16 or 17 if I hadn't missed a gather point. But also the gather point might not have respawned. It might have taken the same amount of time. But it took 20 minutes. Which is just not fun. And like, it's 20 minutes for something that's not like useful at all. So why make it a quest? Is sort of the weird... is sort of the thing. Like... yes, it's an optional quest, but if they put it in the game, they should make it so that it's actually, like, not a terrible quest to do. Oh, that's an interesting attack. I don't think the Rise version of Rathalos, or Rathian, doesn't do that. That's cool. Face break? Or other wing break? Where is the... okay, the tail's here. Worth it, even if I get hit here. And I didn't. Oh, weird. It's kind of... hub quests are interesting. 'Cause I guess the big factor is they're designed to be done multiplayer. But it's just an interesting... it's interesting, the difference, because it's just kind of... the idea that deviants unlock at 2-star in the hub is kind of crazy to me. Like, Red Helm didn't seem that bad. He did a lot of damage, but I just assumed deviants were a G rank component. But I guess... oh, that's a bad hitbox. I was above it. And there was nothing I could do there. But like... I guess Generations Ultimate released as sort of... it wasn't just a DLC for like the base game. Like Sunbreak is just a DLC for the base game. Iceborne's a DLC for the base game. So unlocks and stuff can change a lot more in Generations Ultimate than they did in Sunbreak and Iceborne. Because maybe more things changed than I'm aware of, but I don't think, like, World wouldn't introduce arc-tempered low-rank monsters. There's no afflicted monsters in low-rank Rise. Unless there were deviants in low-rank Generations, actually. I haven't checked. They just felt, because of Sunbreak, primarily Sunbreak, actually, it felt... No, deviants definitely were in the base game. It just felt like the type of thing that's introduced by the G-rank expansion. But thinking about it, it actually isn't that. Because in Generations... Yeah, Red Hell Marzos was in Generations. It's like Astalos and those that were added. And Bloodbath Diablos that were added later. So it isn't even that it was changing the early game unlocks. Necessarily. Stuff has changed, like... I'm pretty sure the Volstrax facet story beat of the Congalala quest, I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have had Volstrax in base Generations. Wait, that looks like a river of honey. I guess it was the case that Deviants probably always unlocked early. I have to check more thoroughly, but given that they were base Generations and not added by Generations Ultimate, they would have had to have unlocked at high rank at the latest. Which is just different than the Sunbreak system, basically. Is the reason I thought it was weird that they unlocked so early. But I guess it's just a better integrated system than Sunbreak's because of system releases and all that, and story reasons. Deviants just sort of exist, where afflicted monsters, they couldn't have introduced them until late in the story anyway, with how the story that they set up went. When the Curio didn't exist in the base game, so... But you do have to do... various requirements. Yes, you have to clear specific quests to unlock them, but not much. And this will unlock Dread Queen Rathian, it looks like. Cool. Which I will look at. Oh, this is quicker than I thought. I think I'm gonna go short today, just because it's, I don't know, a holiday. I don't view Thanksgiving as like a holiday. Basically, practically speaking, it's just an excuse for food and a gathering of, you know, family and friends and whatever. Yep, no permits. Permits cost 500 points, not gold. But maybe I should do one more quest. Maybe I do one attempt. Yeah, I presume we get 10 permits for Dread Queen, I assume. You know what? I am going to try the Arzros again. But make sure that I eat before I do it. Depending on quests that show up here. But this might be cat tendant or something. Because it's in all of them. It might be a recipe, actually. Oh, it's a courier. Oh, more free permit, I guess. Okay. Oh, it shows the change. Interesting. Weird way of doing that. This is generic. And then Kokoto. What does Kokoto want from me? Maybe this is a quest I'm gonna need to do. Yeah, I think this quest might be required for the other quest unlock. Because I remember the Ahoy being necessary. Oh, yeah, 6-star quest. Which means that it's a village. That's what I'm gonna do. Wonderful. I did unlock a quest that I need to do. Excellent. It's what I do. I'm repeating myself a great deal. So yeah, no deviant today. I don't need to do deviant. I have an important village quest to do. Which would be this one. That's the cool drink set. This is the basic flash bomb set. Yes, I need to adjust the flash bomb set. I don't know what the charms look like, but they're at the back. Perfect. Okay, I ate. I can go. Sorry. As long as I don't have to fight them both at the same time, this shouldn't be too bad. And then maybe this will unlock more 6-star village quests. I don't know. I hope it does. Honestly, the Rathalos is the weaker of the two. If you can just flash bomb them constantly. What does that mean? That means I should probably focus the Rathian first. I want a new switch axe. I need to farm Seregios at some point to get the switch axe. Or Seregios, I'm not sure. I'm going up through 3 because climbing in zone 6 is kind of annoying. It's not terrible, it's just not the dream. And there's a chance of a monster over here, actually, which is surprising. I actually really didn't expect a Rathalos here. Not in the air. Oh, great. Because if I can, the more you can flash Rathalos, the easier it is, and Rathian's so much harder to flash out of the air. Whereas Rathalos, you just kind of run around with your weapon sheathed, and you can kind of, honestly, you can almost guarantee that it will try to fly in a way that you can flash out of the air. Oh, terrible directions, whatever, it's fine. Good, I was in the air. Saves time. This is where I sheathe. That's not the direction. I didn't... This game doesn't spin as quickly as I think it feels like it should. I'm gonna wait. I am gonna flash it out of the air the moment it lets me. Everything in this game just takes longer and I need to properly get used to it. I should be attacking it. That actually was probably a necessary dive. I didn't want to get hit. I give up. And now it's going to fly right away. Called it. That's just how the world works. The moment I give up on waiting for it to start flying is the moment it will start flying. I'm actually impressed by that hitbox. I assumed I would get hit if I was above the tail. I hate that. I hate that. How finicky that is. That roll on the tail hit is just finicky enough to be awful. Back broke. Good. Like, it's a very... This is, like... You have to, like, intentionally land on it instead of roll into it, whereas basically everything else in the game you can roll into. Like, walk at it, roll on it, you jump. Oh, I didn't actually expect it to go down there. Wow. Oh yeah, I can test this. Is that mud puddle water? I think so. It could have been a coincidence, but... I hate both fangos. Oh, that's not fun. That was not in range somehow, despite the fact that light moves very far. Pretty sure light's fairly well known to travel long distances. Maybe the intensity of a flash bomb decreases too much. Too quickly. Too much outwards. Not enough focus in a single direction for it to work out past a certain range. I just don't imagine that range is that short. Obviously gameplay reasons. Come on. Move away from the wall. The transition area, not the... There's no wall that I'm worried about. I don't think Velociprey would be that comfortable right beside a Rathalos. I really don't. Ah, great. Give me a mount and I will not die. Perfect. Why the monster discovery sound? I've already encountered the Rathian. I thought the monster discovery sound only came when you first encounter them in an encounter. Super close. Is it dead? I won't be able to carve it, but it is dead. Wonderful. Whatever that works, I can maybe carve it while it's blinded. Free. It literally isn't free. It cost a flash bomb, but oh, I hate that attack. The dash suddenly where it does actual damage. And did I get poisoned? I didn't have time to see. Moving while healing is the end of the world. Moving while healing is important. Definitely not barely a barely impactful change. Oop. This worked out pretty well for a hunt. They both ended up in the same area, but the Rathalos died just before the Rathian would have become a problem. Which is very convenient. Give me the tail cut. Should be far enough? Yes. Except I jumped in that direction. I don't think I had it input that way, but maybe I did. Stop. Okay, lovely. I wish I could just press one button to stop that channel instead of it continuing for another 2 seconds after I stop pushing the button. More like a second probably, but it continues far longer than it should. That's a tree. What's the point of having trees if they don't have collision for the monsters? Like, at least have the tree break. At least pretend that the tree exists. And not just let them walk right through it. What's the name of this quest? The Perilous Pair. It's a good name. 3, 4, 5 is probably faster. The climbing in 6 is pretty annoying. Why is Spike happy? Do they actually gain enthusiasm following successful hunts? And so the only reason... No. I was doing Prowler quests when one of them wasn't full enthusiasm. Do I have a different set of Palicos when I'm in Prowler mode? I shouldn't. I don't think that's how it works. One of them was lower enthusiasm for a bit, and now they're both back up to full. I don't understand why it would drop if it wouldn't... if it then regained enthusiasm. Like, I think balance-wise it would be totally acceptable if the only time enthusiasm mattered in for combat Palicos was right at the start of the game, I think that'd be fine. But, and it's mostly used as a mechanism for the trading. I hate that run. It's like one of the worst attacks. Kind of surprised I went through the face there instead of jumping like I should have. Yeah, that's not an interesting attack where it just runs. Like, come on, stop running. Do something that actually does anything. You want a tail cut, please? Not there yet. I thought it was close, but I still got the heal, or reload, which is all that matters. Free heal. 6, 8, 4, 3 is about the same. It's very weird. I don't know how I feel about Rathian as a monster. Honestly, in Rise, where I never used flash bombs, I preferred hunting Rathian over hunting Rathalos. Except for Apex Rathian. I don't know about Apex Rathalos if it exists, but... And Gold Rathian, I didn't really enjoy that much. You know what? Just hit it. Great timing. The first thing it does after that is actually have an opening where I could have properly made use of the flash bomb. Greedy. I think in this game, with flash bombs actually used, Rathalos is a lot less obnoxious because you can just flash them out of the sky constantly. I hate this. Like, these charges that are like 0 visual impact, but they're the most obnoxious attacks in the game from this enemy. There's more annoying attacks. I just... hyperbole. This better be almost over. It better be like 3 hits away. I think it's... I like Rathian and Rathian as a pair. Like, they're a fun... Like... Oh, okay, they're the same species, but... They're the same species, different genders, right? Like, cow, bull, Rathian, Rathalos. But... I think having more of those sorts of pairs could be kind of interesting. Mostly because it just provides it just gives a little bit more like inherent detail into the ecosystem of the monster, how it exists within the world. It's not like information that specifically is important, but it's just more information. Like, I don't think it's necessary to know how Nibblesnarf reproduces. Not that you know how, well, I mean, you can assume. Like, all Nibblesnarfs are the same, presumably. But is it explicitly stated that the Nibblesnarfs are male or female that you hunt? I assume it isn't. In which case, it could be a male only or female only. It's information that's not explicit. Whereas with these, it's like, okay, explicitly, Rathians are the females of the species, I think. Rathloses are the males, I'm pretty sure. About the gender difference. And like that, the information doesn't matter. But it is just more definitive information. I like that. I like those spikies. These spikes on the wing area are pretty cool. I've never noticed them before. The creepy hairy bits kind of make me a little uncomfortable. But the spikes on the wings are cool. Ooh, 2 wing talons. That's good. Considering those were one of the last items that I needed for the full armor set and decoration. Ooh, slightly smaller. So now what's going to happen? Well, I mean, I'm going to have to turn in the quest. At the very least. I might have to turn in the quest. Then do another quest. Then turn in the quest. Then do another quest. Maybe. Except for the fact that this quest presumably triggered because I beat the Rathian. And this is a Rathalos Rathian, which makes sense why this would be triggered by that. Bowgun Codex. Presumably this is going to be, yes, Catendant. Burna. Do I have a new quest? Or do I get Burna ticket or something? Or a commendation. Yeah, new work. New quest. 6-star. In we go. Let's see what it is. This might be the important one. Yeah, low rank. 2 advanced quests. Might is right. State in flux. Okay. Rathalos is easy. I hate Jan Garuga. Tigrex isn't bad. I can't remember Nargacuga. And Zinogre looks... My memory is he's pretty easy. State in flux. Blangonga's easy. Lagiacrus is easy. I could definitely die to Punchman. Gormagal is pretty easy. Sregios is a bit of a mixed bag because I hate bleed. Those look fun. Assuming they're like not super improved and like 5 of them, so they're significantly reduced HP. They might be on the level of high rank, is what I've heard advanced sort of means. Or what I've read. Those are going to be fun. Those will both be next time. So, next time that's what I'll do. It's in an arena. It's presumably 1 at a time. If it isn't, that's a nightmare. Imagine all 5 in an arena at the exact same time attacking only you. Unplayable. Yeah. It'll be fun next time. So, have a nice day. Bye-bye.